And we're delighted to have with us, all the way from Tahoe, Kevin Matheson, a wonderful violinist. Kevin, welcome. It's good to have you on this morning.
Oh, thanks. It's great to be here with you.
It's about 10 o'clock in Tahoe, or maybe 9 o'clock, so you're getting up early. And you're there performing. Tell us what you're doing in Tahoe.
Yeah, so I'm on tour. I live in Virginia, but I just last week came out here to perform. This is my first time performing with the Tahoe Philharmonic, and James Rowie is the conductor and music director. And I'm here for their Go for Baroque series. And we're playing a whole Baroque program. I'm playing Bach's E major violin concerto and Brandenburg's fourth concerto with two wonderful flutists. It's a wonderful collaborative process, and I'm also sitting concertmaster for the rest of the program.
Oh, that's right. So you're a concertmaster as well as a soloist.
Yes, yes. So
And
it's
you're
a wonderful way
playing,
to.
and you're playing later today.
Yes, yes. We have so last night we played at Incline Village. This afternoon I play in Carson City, and the next weekend we play in Reno and South Lake.
Wow, the same program.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Now, back in November at Carnegie, you played the third movement of the Mendelssohn.
Yes, yes, it was really just so incredible to be on that stage, and just the acoustics of it, and then the wonderful orchestra and the conductor. I got to work with Karim Saeed, and it was just such a special experience, very very memorable.
Was that your first time performing at Carnegie?
No, it was actually my second time. About 15 years ago, my brother and I made our Carnegie Hall debut as a violin viola duo. My brother's a violist, and so we were presented there as part of the Ibla Grand Prize competition. We flew to Sicily and played in the competition audition process, and then were presented at Carnegie Hall.
Now, tell us a little bit about the violin viola duo, because it's been described, and I love this quote, two perfect virtuosos playing as one. Is that your younger brother or your older brother?
He's my older brother. He's 4 years older. He started violin at age 3.5, so I've been around violin my whole life, and we've always gotten along really well together. And so playing violin viola duos was just something that, well, he started out on violin and then he switched to doing viola primarily, and so we've just kind of delved into that repertoire, and also with pianos. We're a professional violin viola piano trio. We tour on the Virginia Commission for the Arts, and as the duo, we've sought out composers to write pieces for us, and also commissioned other works like for violin, viola, and piano. It's been really really fun getting to work with composers, because when we're working on pieces by Bach or Beethoven, we sometimes joke, wouldn't it be nice if we could email the composer and ask questions? So when you're working with a contemporary composer, you can actually email them and get clarification. It's a
And
fun
who are some of the
process.
composers that you've commissioned?
Let's see. So we had Aidan Deegan as a young composer who's finishing up his master's at the Peabody Conservatory. Drawing a blank here for a second.
That's okay, yeah, but it's wonderful that you're doing that, because you're bringing new works into the repertoire. I guess you get maybe tired of being asked to perform the Brahms all the time, right?
No, it's always it adds variety. I mean, that's the thing I really enjoy is just the diverse variety. Whether I'm playing this Baroque program, and actually I was going to mention something that's fun doing this whole Baroque program. I'm using a Baroque style bow versus my modern bow. You can see how the tip is shaped differently. The Baroque style bow arches away from the horsehair versus the modern bow, which scoops towards it, and even like the frog shape is different, and the amount of horsehair on them is different. And what I really enjoy, I acquired this bow. It's a contemporary Baroque modeled bow, a replica. I acquired it a few years back, and what I really enjoy about playing with a Baroque bow for Bach and Vivaldi is that it kind of takes you back to the sounds that the composers had in mind. I like to use the analogy. It's like if you're writing with like a heavy fountain pen, a modern fountain pen, versus you pick up a feather and write, back how Bach was writing his manuscripts. The Baroque style bow just feels featherier, and so all the notes and chords and flourishes that they wrote just feel better on this.
But are you using the Baroque bow on a modern violin?
Yes, yes, I do. Though actually, a few years back, I did a whole program, a whole concert of Bach, some of Bach's unaccompanied violin works. A Baroque violinist arranged them for two violins. So instead of playing the Bach fugue and you're playing 3 and 4 note chords, you have two violins doing it. So you really get to hear and feel the polyphony in ways that you can't on a solo violin. And so we did it on Baroque setup violins with gut strings and Baroque bows. And I did this with a Baroque violinist friend of mine. And it was a lot of fun and really eye-opening experience to play Bach that way.
Have you played the chaconne with a Baroque bow and a violin?
That's on my bucket list, and also I found a version for two violins as well that will be really fun.
A version of the chaconne for two violins?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that an arrangement that you brought in, or has someone done that?
I found that online. Somebody's already done it.
Wow, wow. It's probably one of the greatest pieces ever written.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's probably not true that someone took the manuscript and wrapped some fish in it, but it was discovered. But that's probably not true. But
Yeah.
that's what one hears. A lot of the Bach cantatas are lost too. A third of the
I know,
cantatas are lost. Yeah,
it's kind of overwhelmingly sad to think about all the music that's been lost over the years.
yeah. Now, you also we talk about some of the commissions, but you've commissioned and premiered a lot of new chamber compositions, and you've recorded 5 CDs of them. So tell us about that project.
Yes, so early in our careers, my brother and I wanted to make a CD of violin viola duos, and on that CD we had 2 world premieres. One, 3 Rags for Violin Viola by William Ryden. We did not commission that piece. It was written around 1996. William Ryden is a well-known piano composer and arranger. He's written over 230 works for solo piano, but he wrote this violin viola duo, and we just love the piece. It's one of our favorite duos to play. We played it at Carnegie Hall years back, and that we actually got to claim as a world premiere recording. And then a duo that we commissioned from a friend of ours, faculty at the music school where we were teaching, Martha Craig. She wrote just a very fun lilting duo, and so those 2 were world premieres on our CD. Also, there's a duo by Peter Shickley and by Sibelius. So we had those on our first CD. Then our concurrent second CD project was we call ourselves the Rainier Trio, named after Mount Rainier, and so that was a violin, viola, and piano trio. We did Robert Fuchs' 7 fantasy pieces. Felix Mendelssohn wrote a piano trio when he was 11 years old for violin, viola, and piano, because those were the 3 instruments he played at the time, and so that was really special to perform that. And then my brother and I were really fortunate enough to get to go on tour to Japan in 2014 and 2016, and so we were presented at Yamaha Hall in Tokyo, which is kind of their equivalent to Carnegie Hall as far as prestige, and we were able to get those performances recorded, and so we released those on CD, so we have our souvenir from those concerts.
Well, that's very wonderful. You're commissioning new music is nothing more important than that. So I congratulate you for that. I'd love to hear your brother and you perform. If you're ever in Boston, I hope you'll let me know. And
Sure.
I congratulate you on the commissioning, and good luck with these performances with the Tahoe Symphony.
Thanks.
Thanks. It's good, and good luck this afternoon and with the rest of the performances. And thank you for taking the time to join us this morning in what I know is a busy day for you.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin.